Is globalization the villain or the hero of the modern workforce? This is an inquiry that sparks heated debates among economists, policymakers, and the public alike. The crux of the argument lies in the impact of globalization on jobs and income. On one side, critics of globalization argue that it destroys manufacturing jobs in advanced economies such as the United States and Western Europe. The theory is simple. As trade barriers fall, firms move manufacturing activities to countries where wage rates are much lower. In fact, the global labor force is estimated to have quadrupled between 1985 and 2005, primarily due to the entry of China, India, and Eastern European states into the global trading system. Anecdotal evidence often bolsters this argument. Take Harwood Industries, a U.S. clothing manufacturer that closed its local operations, where workers earned $9 per hour, and shifted manufacturing to Honduras, where the wage was a mere 48 cents per hour. Critics argue that moves like this have significantly depressed wages in developed nations over the past quarter century. In recent years, the same fears have been applied to service jobs, which are increasingly outsourced to nations with lower labor costs. The popular sentiment is that when corporations outsource service activities to lower-cost foreign suppliers, they are exporting jobs to low-wage nations, contributing to higher unemployment and lower living standards in their home countries. On the other side of the debate, supporters of globalization argue that the benefits outweigh the costs. They contend that free trade leads to countries specializing in the production of goods and services they can produce most efficiently, while importing those they cannot. Yes, there may be some job losses, but the overall economy benefits. Consider this. Why should the United States produce textiles at home when they can be produced at a lower cost in Honduras or China? Importing textiles leads to lower prices for clothes in the U.S., enabling consumers to spend more on other items. Meanwhile, the income generated in the producing country from textile exports increases income levels there, enabling them to purchase more products produced in the exporting country. The same argument supports the outsourcing of services to low-wage countries. By outsourcing customer service call centers to India, for instance, companies can reduce their cost structures and thereby their prices for consumers. So to sum up, the impact of globalization on jobs and income is a complex issue with valid arguments on both sides. Critics argue that it leads to job losses and wage depression in developed nations, while supporters contend that the overall benefits to the economy and consumers outweigh these costs. As with many economic issues, the truth likely lies somewhere in the middle. And ongoing research and debate will continue to shape our understanding of this critical issue.